Some anime are good from episode 1, but then there are those rare shows that somehow keep getting better every single episode. You start watching thinking, yeah, this is pretty solid, and then a few episodes later, you're completely hooked. The plot gets crazier, the characters get deeper, and the emotional damage gets more expensive. So today, we're counting down 10 anime that keep getting better with every episode. And trust me, by the time we hit number 1, you'll see why some anime are just built different. Here are 10 anime that keep getting better with every episode. Number 10, Recreators. Action, fantasy, sci-fi, drama. Recreators starts with an amazing concept. What if fictional characters from anime, manga, and games suddenly appeared in the real world? That sounds awesome, and it is. But the beginning can feel a little slow because there's a lot of setup and character introductions. Still, once the cast expands, the anime starts getting way better. The fights become more exciting, the rivalries get stronger, and the whole creator versus creation idea becomes way more interesting. It starts as a cool concept, but turns into something much smarter and more memorable. Number 9, Charlotte. Drama, supernatural, school, comedy. Charlotte starts off feeling like a fun supernatural school anime. You've got teenagers with weird powers, some comedy, and a bunch of lighthearted moments. At first, it feels simple and easy to watch, but then the serious side starts kicking in. The emotional moments hit harder, the plot gets more intense, and suddenly the anime becomes way more memorable. It goes from fun and casual to, oh wow, we're doing emotional damage now. That's exactly why Charlotte keeps getting better. Number 8, The Case Study of Vanitas. Fantasy, mystery, supernatural, vampire, drama. From the start, the case study of Vanitas already looks amazing. The visuals are beautiful, the atmosphere is strong, and the characters are instantly interesting. But what makes it belong on this list is how it keeps building. As the story moves forward, the mysteries get deeper, the relationships get messier, and the emotional drama gets stronger. It starts as a cool vampire anime, but slowly becomes way more addictive than you expect. And honestly, Vanitas being a walking red flag just makes it even better. Number 7, Noragami. Action, supernatural, comedy, shonen. At first, Noragami feels like a fun, supernatural action comedy. You've got Yato, a broke god doing jobs for 5 yen, which is already hilarious. The early episodes are easy to enjoy, with good comedy and solid action. But the more you watch, the better it gets. Yato becomes a much deeper character, the world building gets stronger, and the emotional side starts hitting harder. The fights become more improved, the stakes get bigger, and what starts as a fun shonen slowly becomes something much more memorable. That's why Noragami is such a great pick for this list. Number 6, Summertime Rendering. Mystery, supernatural, thriller, suspense. Summertime Rendering is one of those anime that already starts strong, but somehow still finds a way to keep getting better. Right from the first episode, something feels off. The island has this creepy atmosphere, the mystery pulls you in immediately, and you can tell this is not gonna be a normal story. But what makes this anime so good is how every episode adds something new. New twists, new dangers, new reasons to stop trusting literally everything. The time loop concept gets more intense the longer it goes on, and the story keeps raising the stakes without losing momentum. Every time you think you've figured it out, the anime basically laughs at you and proves you're wrong. And that's exactly why it belongs on this list. Because it doesn't just stay interesting, it keeps becoming more addictive, more intense, and way harder to stop watching. This is the kind of anime where you tell yourself, okay, just one more episode, and suddenly it's 3 a.m. Number 5, Mob 100. Action, comedy, supernatural, drama. At first, Mob 100 looks like pure chaos. The art style is weird, the comedy's random, and the whole thing feels like it's running on pure energy drinks. You've got Mob, this quiet, overpowered psychic kid, and Reagan, one of the funniest fake mentors in anime history. So yeah, the beginning is already fun. But the reason this anime is on the list is because it keeps getting better in every possible way. The fights become more insane, the animation gets even crazier, and somehow the emotional moments start hitting way harder than you expect. Because under all the comedy and psychic explosions, this anime actually has a lot of heart. It's about growth, it's about identity, it's about learning how to be a better person, and that's what makes it special. What starts as a weird and hilarious supernatural anime slowly turns into something genuinely emotional and unforgettable. By the time it really gets going, you're not just watching for the action anymore. You're fully invested in Mob as a character. And honestly, that's why Mob 100 keeps leveling up so well. Number 4, Attack on Titan. Action, drama, fantasy, mystery, shonen. Attack on Titan is one of the best examples of an anime that just keeps evolving. At first, it feels simple. Humanity's trapped behind walls, giant monsters are eating people, and everything is pure panic and violence. And don't get me wrong, that alone is already amazing. But then the story keeps expanding, the mysteries get bigger, the secrets get darker, the betrayals hit harder, and the stakes become absolutely insane. That's what makes Attack on Titan so crazy. Every season feels like it upgrades itself. Just when you think you know what kind of anime you're watching, it changes again. By the end, it doesn't even feel like the same show you started. It becomes bigger, darker, and way more complex than anyone expected from those early episodes. That's why Attack on Titan fits this list perfectly. Because it doesn't just get better, it transforms into something completely different, and somehow even more insane. Number 3, Maiden Abyss. Adventure, fantasy, mystery, drama. Maiden Abyss is one of those anime that looks innocent at first, and then slowly becomes one of the most disturbing and unforgettable experiences you'll ever watch. In the beginning, it feels like a beautiful fantasy adventure. You've got cute characters, an incredible world, and this giant mysterious abyss that instantly makes you want to know what's at the bottom. And honestly, that sense of adventure is amazing. But the deeper the story goes, the darker it gets. Every new layer of the abyss feels more dangerous, more mysterious, and way more terrifying than the last. The world building gets stronger, the tension gets heavier, and the emotional damage gets aggressively more expensive. That's what makes Maiden Abyss so special. It doesn't just get better because the story improves, it gets better because the deeper you go, the more intense, fascinating, and horrifying everything becomes. This anime keeps pulling you in with its mystery and then rewards you with trauma, in the best possible way. By the time you're fully into it, you realize this isn't just a fantasy adventure anymore. It's a masterpiece of suffering. And yes, this show is absolutely not emotionally safe. Number 2, Hunter x Hunter 2011. Action, adventure, fantasy, shonen. If there's one anime that perfectly fits the phrase, just keep watching, it gets better, it's Hunter x Hunter. The beginning is already fun. It has that classic shonen energy, adventure, friendship, cool characters, and a world that feels exciting right away. It's charming, easy to get into, and honestly just a really enjoyable start. But then, each arc keeps making the anime better. The world gets bigger, the power system gets smarter, the villains get more interesting, and the stakes keep rising higher and higher. That's the magic of Hunter x Hunter. It starts off feeling like a great adventure anime, but the longer you watch, the more you realize it's operating on a completely different level. Then you hit arcs like Yorknu, and suddenly things get darker, smarter, and way more intense. And once you reach Chimera Ant, yeah, at that point, you're not even watching the same anime anymore. That's when Hunter x Hunter goes from really good shonen to why is this one of the best anime ever made? It keeps evolving with every arc, every fight, and every major character moment. And that's exactly why it deserves to be this high on the list. Because it doesn't just get better episode by episode, it gets better arc by arc until it becomes something legendary. Number 1. SteinsGate. Sci-fi, thriller, drama, psychological. And at number 1, SteinsGate. This is the definition of an anime that gets better with every episode. Because let's be honest, the beginning can feel a little slow. You're watching weird science nerds talk about time travel, microwave bananas, random experiments, and a lot of confusing nonsense. At first, you're just sitting there like, okay, this is interesting, but where exactly are we going with this? And then the anime reaches that moment. If you know, you know. That turning point hits and suddenly everything changes. From that point on, SteinsGate becomes almost impossible to stop watching. The tension goes through the roof, the emotional stakes get brutal, the time travel consequences become terrifying, and every single episode just keeps hitting harder than the last. That's what makes this anime so incredible. It starts by building everything slowly, and then once the payoff begins, it just doesn't let go. Every episode feels more intense, every choice feels heavier, every emotional moment hits harder, and by the end, you're sitting there wondering how an anime about a phone microwave somehow destroyed your entire emotional stability. SteinsGate is smart, emotional, suspenseful, and one of the best payoff anime made ever. That's why it absolutely deserves number 1, because no anime on this list makes the "just wait, it gets better" feel more true than this one. Final thoughts. And yeah, those were 10 anime that keep getting better with every episode. These are the kinds of shows that don't always blow you away instantly, but once they get going, it's over. You tell yourself you'll watch one more episode, and next thing you know, it's 3 a.m., your eyes hurt, and you've emotionally attached yourself to fictional people again. If you think I missed a better anime for this list, drop it in the comments. And if you enjoyed the video, don't forget to like, subscribe, and I'll see you in the next one.